Assalamualaikum, my name is Abdul Barr and my matrix number is 060041 and I will explain about the location of the server rooms and its justifications. In a hospital setting, the location of the server rooms is especially important as it plays a critical role in maintaining the hospital's operations and patients' care. For security, the server room should be located in a highly secure area to protect against unauthorized access and potential theft or damage to equipment. This may include being in a locked room or a locked building with restricted access and having surveillance cameras in place. For accessibility, the server room should be accessible to authorized personnel for maintenance, update, and troubleshooting. This may include being located near the IT staff or in a central location within the hospital to minimize downtime and ensure a quick response in a case of emergencies. For environmental considerations, the server rooms should be located in an environment that is conducive to the power operative of the server. This may include being in a climate controlled area to prevent overheating and having adequate power and backup power and being protected against potential hazards such as flooding or fires. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is FARIZ HELMI NAZWAN bin TALIP and I'll be explaining about the location of router and switches and their justifications. The technicians has decided to place the location of router and switch up high so that it can maximize the coverage. The recommended placement is 5 to 7 feet high off the ground. They also avoid placing the router against or near concrete, stone, brick or thick hard wall because it can interfere with the Wi-Fi. For example, concrete with and without metal reinforcement is one of the worst building materials for wireless signals to pass through. Next, the server, secretary, and deputy manager room will get a switch in each of the room. In total, they decide to install 3 switches in the building plan. While the core switch, which require a low temperature room, is placed in the server room. The other 2 switches are, which act as backup switch in case of natural disaster. This includes power outage, cyber attacks, and accident damage such as human error.
Hello, my name is Anas bin Danial. My number matrix is 060216. I'm going to talk about location of wireless access point and their justification. First, AP must locate in a wise location. For example, in patient room, common areas such as lobby, waiting room and hallway, which are often high traffic area where many people need to access the internet or use wireless device. AP also need to locate in operating rooms and it is intensive care unit, staff area and also outdoor space. The justification for each location is to ensure the wireless coverage and capacity are sufficient to support the clinical operation, communication and patient care. Access point also need to locate far away from each other to avoid overlap in coverage. We also need to obtain the ideal AP balance so that no single AP get overloaded. We also must locate the AP where technician or IT staff able to use and configure. Lastly, avoid place the AP at or near room that emitting electromagnetic signals. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Amirul Amri bin Abu Mansor and my matrix number is 061590. For this topic, I will discuss about the cabling and the type of cables that we use at each connection. For the For the network mapping that we will design, we choose to use unshielded twisted pair or UTP cable for the cabling that we use for each connection. The reason for choosing UTP cable is because of its ability to cancel with interference. UTP cable is twisted together so that the cable can reduce the noise and crosstalk that are generated by the external source. The noise that we discussed is generated when two wires are parallel, which causes an increase in voltage level in the wire closest to the source, also the uneven load and damage signal. Since the latest widely used cable for UTP is Cat6 UTP or Category 6 UTP cable, we opted to adopt these technologies into our design. This Cat6 UTP cable support up to 1 gigabyte per second for up to 100 meters and 10 gigabyte per second for up to 50 meters. Also, the cost difference between Category 5 and Category 6 cables were not too expensive, but in addition, Category 6 cable offers greater speed and better performance than Category 5 UTP cable.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Mohamad Amirul bin Norizan and my metric number is 059183. In order for me to answer the following question, which will identify the network components that require triple redundancy and their justification, I will need to justify why redundancy is important by defining it. So, redundancy is an engineering term which means the critical system component is or function that have been duplicated with the goal of enhancing system reliability, typically as a backup or fail-safe or to boost actual system performance server. In this case, adding a second instance of a device or component only causes the system to malfunction. This process is referred to when a primary apparatus or element malfunction. Zero downtime is what's intended. Redundancy is a phrase used to describe a situation in which a redundant device has no effect if everything is functioning normally. Consequently, it is unnecessary. Back to the question, the part of the network that need regular redundancy are server. A redundant server can be created to take the place of the primary server or share its load in the event of failure, downtime or high traffic at the primary server. Due to the fact that it offers a backup for your essential system and device, it reduces single point of failure. It is quite a brilliant option to counter almost any form of disaster. However, the downside is it triple your running costs plus you need the space from external server. This might well be practical and over, but the critical sector, which include hospitals, a high level of system availability and dependability must be guaranteed. This is a good long-term investment. The other part that need triple redundancy are switch and routers. It involves a process through which additional or alternate instance of network device that are installed within network infrastructure. It is a method for keeping the network operational in the event of a network device or path failure, and other than that, to ensure that network operation can be promptly switched to infrastructure in the case of unanticipated network failure. That's all for me.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syakirul Aiman bin Cikgu Muhammad Rafee, and my metric number is 060057. And I will discuss about the price of the proposed computer network solution, complete details, cost, and the justification of each device proposed. First of all, we will be discussing about the design of this network topology that consists of mesh topology, star topology, and ring topology. Mesh topology allows direct connection through all devices. However, this is quite expensive. However, full mesh is expensive and difficult to configure. As well as full mesh topology redundancy is quite high. Next is the star topology. Star topology is a connection from the server to the router. The reason that we have come up with the star topology for this network, if one node fails, means the backup node will still be there. This topology can reduce cost and easy to configure. The next best topology, which is the ring topology, will continue about the hardware that we propose in the hospital network. Firstly, is the server. Of course, we want the server to run fluently and efficiently, and they can last long in the network. This is why we choose the Dell PowerEdge R750 SH rack server. It's quite costly with the price tag of 30,000 ringgit, and we trust the spec of the server will perform really well to handle the hospital network. Okay, the next device that we have proposed is the router, which is the TP-Link Archer AX90 AX6600 tri-band Wi-Fi 6 router. It is fast tri-band Wi-Fi and have ultra connectivity, which consists of 2.5 Gbps speed of LAN 1 and LAN, and it has 2 ports of USB to ensure max visibility and boosted throughput. The maximum coverage of this router consists of 8 high gain antennas that equipped with beamforming ensure vast coverage. It can connect more devices with less lag, and the price tag for this router is 700 ringgit. For the switch device, we have proposed the suitable switch, which is the TP-Link 48 port standard switch. The price tag of the switch is 300 ringgit, and it features speed within 10 Mbps, 100 Mbps up to 1000 Mbps. This switch expands the network capacity and enables instant file transfer. And for the access point, we choose the TP-Link Wi-Fi wireless AC 135 gigabit ceiling mount. It supports 450 Mbps on the 2.4 GHz, and it also supports 867 Mbps on the 5 gig, which makes total for 1370 Mbps Wi-Fi speed. We have passive PoE, which is the PoE adapter included, and it supports and it makes deployment effortless and flexible. Last but not least, the cable to connect all the hardware in the network, which is why we propose the DigiLink Cat6 UTP cable with the price tag of 500 ringgit. We have high quality cable and durability cable material with solid bare copper. All said and done, the conclusion price for this network with 1 server, 3 router, 3 switch, 17 access point, and 7 box of cable is the total amount for this network is around 40 ringgit. It is super expensive to build a network. That is all for me. Thank you.